So today I'm going to tell you about the entrepreneurial journey of Jodi, the owner of Sterling Hot Yoga Works in Lexington, Kentucky. First off, she grew up in California, the one and only Los Angeles. Well, maybe not that Los Angeles. She said it was more of a blue-collar town. She learned the meaning of hustle at a young age and calls herself a born entrepreneur. When she went to college, she would try to make money in any way. She even became the mascot for a little bit just to get paid some money on the side. So you're probably wondering how the school mascot turned into a yoga expert. Well, let's take a step back. Jodi started playing softball at a young age, and she became pretty good. That's an understatement. She was really good. Jodi played softball in college and then became a professional softball player for the Netherlands. She was even named the hitting champion of the whole country. Not long after Jodi was done with softball, she realized her body was not in great condition, so she took to yoga. This is where it all begins. Jodi acquired the studio 9 years ago from an older woman who was ready for the next chapter of her life. The studio was in great location, and Jodi saw a business opportunity in the yoga market. Here's what Jodi has to say about her first steps in opening Sterling Hot Yoga.
All right, first thing is you gotta write a business plan. You have to be super clear on your vision. You have to write it down so that you can see blind spots that maybe you didn't think of before.
It's also just as important to surround yourself with people who believe in you. Take inspiration from people around you. Look what other people are doing and try to learn as much as you can from them.
As a young entrepreneur, it's really important that you're surrounding yourself with great people and people who are already doing what you want to do. So surround yourself with great people, learn from them, be the best.
After setting up the business plan, she put down some serious goals. When Jodi first acquired the studio, they had about 20 clients a day. Her first goal was to have 100 clients a day. This seemed unreal at first, but now they have 200 clients a day, and her goals have totally shifted. Before no time, they were doubling their growth. It's hard to keep up with that steep incline in growth, but they're still growing every single month. In fact, Jodi said that they've never had a month where their sales were less than the month before. This kind of success doesn't just come to anyone. She has a real passion for what she does. This is what she has to say about passion and drive.
Passion and drive have to be there. Is it keeping you awake at night? Are you excited to get to work? Are you actually doing the work? Those things are super important when you're first starting your business.
Yes, hustle and passion are a good pair for success, but you also need to know a few things. Jodi admits she didn't know much when she first started out, but with the growth of her company came the growth of her knowledge too.
Learn as much as you can. Learn all the time. Learn accounting, learn customer service, and learn the management of humans. It's super important if you want to be a great leader.
Jodi admits one of her biggest flaws was not knowing how to manage her employees, but she viewed it as just a small obstacle that she needed to overcome. She started taking management courses. She wanted to understand people and the best way for them to work, for themselves and for her. Once she got this under control, she could see a serious improvement in her business.
It's really important to take good care of the people who are taking care of you. So take care of them, understand their needs, help them grow as people.
For every new client or retail item sold, they would get a little extra money. But ultimately what they wanted was something that they were passionate about. So Jodi became creative. The best thing for her employees was to allow them to have their own workshops where they got to be creative and innovative with their own yoga practices. This decision turned out to be great for the business and her employees. Not only was this fun, but it opened the door to networking and collaborating with other fitness groups. This is one way they deal with competition.
It's really important to network and collaborate. Always be thinking, how can that person's business help my business? How can I help their business grow? So collaborate as much as you can.
Once Sterling began growing, she was able to delegate to other employees and she could take a little time off. Here's what she has to say about delegating.
Be clear and concise. Know what you want to do. Get it down on paper, and that way you can always create a process and hand that process off and delegate it to someone else. So be clear and be concise.
Before she was able to delegate, she did a lot on her own for Sterling. She got caught up in the workaholic lifestyle and found the importance of taking time for herself. Here's what she has to say about self-care.
As a business owner, it's easy to get caught up in the go, go, go of things, so make sure you take good care of yourself. Go do yoga at Sterling Hot Yoga.
Now that Sterling's taken off, Jodi's able to work from just 8 to 12 and stay home with her little baby girl. Jodi thought about expanding Sterling, but she also has dreams of spending time on her new land in Nicaragua with her family. Lately, she's really embraced that family is more important than anything. But enough of the mushy stuff. Jodi worked hard for that land in Nicaragua. She put a lot of time and value into her practice. Don't sell yourself short, she says.
As a business owner, especially when you're first starting out as an entrepreneur, don't sell yourself short. So place value on what it is that you're doing. Your time is not necessarily free. Hustle, get out there and hustle, but at the same time, put value on your time and your product.
So like she said, it's a lot about hustle. And she probably learned this from softball, but you gotta put the drama aside and be the best at what you're doing.
As a business owner, you always have a favorite book. My favorite book is called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. These are the 4 agreements. 1, be impeccable with your word. 2, don't take anything personally. It's not about you, it's about them. They'll figure it out, don't worry. Number 3, don't make assumptions. You can never assume anything. Just stick to the facts and what actually happened. And 4, always do your best.
Or maybe she read it from a book. So finally I just asked her. I said, how'd you become so successful? What's your just bottom line? I think her answer really encompasses the whole entrepreneur profile.
It's important as a business owner that you set boundaries. So if it's not a hell yes, that means it's a hell no.
So yeah, that's about it. Now you know Jodi.